ॐ श्री गणेशाय नमः। ॐ श्री सरस्वत्यै नमः। ॐ श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम् सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ नमः शिवाय 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 ॐ नमः शिवाय। हर नमः पार्वती पतये हर हर महादेव शंभो शंकर। श्री सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय। विवेक चूडामणि। सर्ववेदांत सिद्धांत गोचरं तमगोचरं गोविन्दं परमानन्दं सद्गुरुं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहम् सद्गुरुं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहम्। All of us want to get eternal happiness, moksha sthiti, but one who is having intense desire, burning desire to get liberation, such kind of person only can get liberation soon. One who is having thought of getting liberation, desire to get liberation, but if his determination is not strong enough, then it will take a lot of time for him to realize the self. Yesterday we have discussed Tivra Mumukshutvam or Uttama Mumukshu. Next one is Manda Mumukshutvam. Middle also is there, Madhyama, Madhya, then Manda, then Atimanda also. So one who is having intensified desire for the liberation, Uttama Mumukshu, and another kind of person is having desire to get liberation, but Madhyama, mediocre, as early as possible he wants to get. And Manda means dull. His desire for moksha is very dull. So he will be having so many attachments in this world and he wants to fulfill his desires also. And Atimanda means very, very dull. That person will not put forth any kind of effort to get liberation at all. Completely ignorant person, we can say. He knows that liberation is there, but he is not much interested and he will not put forth any effort to get liberation. So yesterday we have seen in sloka number 27, Ahankaradidehantan bandhan ajnana kalpitan swaswarupavabodhena moktumicha mumukshuta. What is mumukshuta? What is liberation? It is said, whatever the bondages caused from ahankara to body, Ahankara from ego, from Jiva Bhava to the physical level up to body. All these bondages created by ignorance, Ajnana Kalpitan, all these things can be removed by the self-knowledge. So one who wants to get that self-knowledge, one who wants to get rid of from all kinds of bondages and sorrows and fears, is called mumukshu. The thought of having desire to get liberation is called mumukshuta. In sloka number 28, it is said, Manda madhyama rupapi vairagena shamadina prasadena guroseyam pravruddha suyate phalam. Even though that person is belonging to the Madhyama category or Manda category, but by Vairagya, by detachment, by calmness of the mind, control of the senses, Shamadhi, Shatka Sampatti, and Prasadena Guroho, by the grace of Master, by the grace of Guru Parampara, Sa'iyam Pravruddha, the thought of desire for liberation will be increased in him, and suyate phalam, definitely it produces result. Vairagyam cha mumukshutvam, sloka number 29. Vairagyam cha mumukshutvam tivram yasya tu vidyate, tivram yasya tu vidyate तस्मिन्नेवार्थवन्तः स्युः, तस्मिन्नेवार्थवन्तः स्युः फलवन्तः शमादयः, फलवन्तः शमादयः. Vairagyam, detachment or dispassion. Cha, mari means and. Mumukshutvam, mumukshutvam, decide to get liberation. I have used one Telugu word. Okay. Cha. And Vairagyam cha mumukshutvam tivram. Tivram? Intensified. Intense tivram. Yasya tu. Yasya, in whom. In whom means in that seeker of liberation. In whom tu. Indeed, vidyate is there. Vidyate means is there. Avidyate, it's not there. Vidyamana, you might have heard the Sanskrit one, it is there. So, in whom tivra means intensified detachment and intense desire to get liberation. Vairagya and mumukshutva are there in tivra sthai. The degree of these two things are high. Then tasmin eva, tasmin, in him. Earlier yasya we have seen. Yasya means in whom. Tasmin means in him, in that seeker only, to him only. Eva, alone. Tasminnevarthavantaha. Tasmin plus eva plus arthavantaha. Tasmin, in him. Eva, alone. Arthavantaha. Arthavantaha means meaningful, fruitful. They will get fulfillment. So arthavanta, meaningful. What? Shamadayaha. At the end it is given. Before that, Syuhu Palavantaha. Two words are there. Syuhu means shall be. Arthavantaha Syuhu shall be. Palavantaha. Palavantaha, they will give result. Means fruitful. Palavantaha means fruitful. What? Shama adayaha. Shama, etc. The control of the mind, the calmness of the mind, the control of the sense organs, having shraddha, having single-pointedness, practicing titiksha, having forbearance, all these things, self-withdrawal, natural self-withdrawal, all these things will be fruitful in whom? Means in him, one who is having tivra vairagya and tivra mumukshutva. If that person is not having desire to get moksha very strong in him, even though he may be practicing this Shema, etc., he may be a very good person. Even though he is having Shraddha, he is studying scriptures and he is helping others, giving in charity, so many noble kind of activities he is doing. But if he is having if he is not having detachment, if he is having attachment, and if his desire is not strong enough to get liberation, then all these things will not be fruitful for him. One pot is there. We want to fill that pot with milk. We go on pouring. Pure milk we are pouring into that pot. But what happened? That pot is having two holes, small holes. We are pouring milk, but because of those holes, what is happening? It's leaking. Milk is not staying in that pot. In the same way, if we are not having vairagya and mumukshutvam strongly or intensifiedly, then what will happen? Even though we are practicing so many other sadhanas, even though we are good and noble people, but we cannot get liberation, because so many people will be asking this question and they are complaining also sometimes. For hours together we are doing sadhanas and we are good people, we are not harming anyone, we are doing our duty, even we are sharing with others also, we are contributing to so many kind of good activities, and we don't have any negative thought in our mind. But why we are not able to progress in spiritual path? People will be asking, but they have to check themselves. Introspection should be done. Sometimes what will happen, few seekers, they will be thinking themselves, yes, we are good people and we are doing so many practices, devotional practices, spiritual practices, we are studying scriptures, and they compare with others and they will be thinking we are better than others. They are in ignorant state, we are better and we are good people. But please understand, this kind of thought also is very dangerous. Why? Because unless we are having whatever he has said, Viveka, Vairagya, Mumukshutva, Shamadhi, Shatka, Sampatti, all these things in full in us, we are not able to, we cannot progress in spiritual path. One side we are saying all these things, but another side our mind will be having clinging attachment to something or other. One side we are listening about all pervading Brahmaswarupa, and another side, inside, a person is too selfish. He is not ready to sacrifice anything. Impossible to get liberation. So Vairagya is required. And Mumukshutvam should be very strong. One Amma, is elderly lady, daily she used to go to one temple and she used to pray, Bhagwan, 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 when you will take me, when you will take me. I want to become one with you. I don't want anything in this world. I don't want live in this world. So now please come and take me. I want to be with you. I want to merge in you. Bhagwan, please come, please come. So daily she'll go and in front of Bhagwan standing like this and go on saying like this. And so many people, they used to think, see this Amma, she doesn't have any kind of attachments at all the time calling Bhagwan, Bhagwan, please take me, like that. One day what happened? She heard one divine voice. The divine voice started speaking and conveying one message. Oh, my dear lady, for a long period of time you're go on asking that Bhagwan come and take me, Bhagwan come and take me along with you. So now I want to take you along with me. Come, we will go. Leave everything and come. When she heard the divine voice from Bhagwan's that Murti form, she started scaring and she started thinking, how can I go now? She said, Bhagwan, wait. No, now I can't come because I have few works at home. I have to do those works, and recently only we have seen one proposal to my granddaughter. So let me see her marriage, then I will come. And I get that rice on stove. I have to go and see what happened. My son and others will come to home. I have to serve food to them. So started saying all these things. See, she is devotee and she wants to become one with Bhagwan. Everything is real only, but when time comes, she is not ready to sacrifice anything. She is not ready to leave and go along with Bhagwan. In our lives also, even Sakshat Bhagwan will come and call us also. We will say, Bhagwan, I have to do a few things, then I will come. And how much attachment will be there with objects, money, people? We have to check. One side go on listening all these things, it's good, and we are doing sadhanas also good. That's why here it is said, Shamadi, gunas, all those things will be fruitful in whom? For whom all these things are useful? Only for those who are having intense vairagya and intense mumukshutva. One understood the ephemeral nature of this world and one who wants to get eternal happiness. That clarity should be there. What is Nitya and what is Anitya. Vairagyam cha mumukshutvam tivram. This word is important. Tivram yasya tu vidyate tasminnevartavantasyuhu phalavantasya madayah. You might have heard this story of Bhakta Tukaramji. He is ardent devotee of Bhagwan all the time, is chanting the glory of Bhagwan. So, reveling in that devotion, he was not paying attention, we can say, or he could not fulfill his so many worldly kind of responsibilities. Even as a householder, he could not fulfill a few kind of responsibilities. He tried to do all actions to take care of his family, but all the time his mind is pulling towards Bhagwan only. But his wife, she is very much attached to the worldly kind of things and expert in actions also, performing actions, householder duties, performing all those things. So all the time, one side she used to fulfill all her duties perfectly, and she used to serve her husband and taking care of children. It's good. But another side, all the time she used to criticize Bhakta Tukaramji. You're not at all taking care of our needs, and all the time chanting Bhagwan's name like that is what we are going to get. One side is doing like that, and another side taking care of family. At the end, what happened? Divine call came for Bhakta Tukaramji. He started thinking, see, all these years, even though I did not spend time for household duties, my wife, she has taken care of everything. Even though so many days I didn't earn at all, even single rupee, but she used to serve daily and she used to provide food to entire family. She has gone through so many difficulties. So she has given time for me to chant Bhagwan's glory, to revel in that devotion. So let me call her also. Along with me, she also can come to Bhagwan's Loka. When he told her, no, tomorrow this is going to happen, I'm going to Bhagwan's abode, so you have served a lot and you have shared my difficulties, so now you are fit to share my happiness also, so now you can come along with me. When he said that one, she thought he is like mad person only. Bhagwan is coming for him and Bhagwan is sending someone to him to uh, invite to the divine abode. Is it possible? To human beings, it's not at all possible. And she said, "This don't cut jokes. All these kind of things I don't believe. If you want to do it's Bhagwan Sankirtana, just you can do. I don't say anything, but don't say all these kind of things." And she said, "So let me sleep like that." And next day she started this doing her work, all those things happening, and entire village people, all of them, they came to know this Bhakta Tukaramji is going to Bhagwan's abode. See, this is not what you call Kalpita Katha. It's not imaginary kind of story. It's happened. In India, if you go to Dehu and Alandi, these are two sacred places of Bhakta Tukaramji, and another abode is Jnaneshwar Maharaj. That abode is there, Sant Jnaneshwar Maharaj in Maharashtra. Now also we can go and visit. These are very holy places. From where that Tukaramji he left this earth, also that place is there now. So all people came to know and they wanted to come and see that Bhakta Tukaramji. He thought is that lady, even though she served a lot, but not fit to come to Bhagwan's abode, because still she is having attachments with worldly kind of things. She wants to take care of her children, etc. And she didn't believe also. She doesn't have complete faith also. So when he was about to leave, she came to know. What was the use? So in our lives also, whenever we get opportunity to get this self-knowledge, whenever we are having opportunity to do practices, spiritual practices, we should not leave that. We should not miss that. Not leave, we should not miss that. After gaining this human birth, it's our goal of life, this self-realization. So Vairagya and Mumukshutvam, these two things are very much required. Next sloka. Same thought is going to be emphasized and saying in different way by Shankaracharya ji. Etayor mandata yetra, etayor mandata yetra, viraktatva mumukshyoh, विरक्तत्वमुमुक्षयोः मरौ सलिलवत्तत्र क्षेमादेर्भानमात्रता क्षेमादेर्भानमात्रता एतयोः mandata. Etayoho means of these two. What are the two? Viraktatva mumukshayoho. Etayoho of these two. Yatra, where, wherever. Mandata, mandata, dull. These two are dull, where. Viraktatva, viraktatva, detachment. Mumukshutva yoho, of desire to get liberation. Of these two, where dullness is there, it is like that. One example has been given. Marau salilavat tatra. We will see Marau salilavat afterwards. This is Drustanta. Tatra. Tatra means there. Yatra, wherever. Tatra, there. Wherever Mumukshutva and Viraktatva, these are very weak, very dull, then Shamadehe Bhanamatram Atrata. There, Shama Adehe, calmness of the mind, control of the mind, and control of the sense organs, etc. All these things, Shamadi, Shatka Sampatti, these are Bhanamatrata. Bhanamatrata means just only an appearance. They are there, but they will not be fruitful at all. Why? Because the most important two factors are very weak in that spiritual seeker. Vairagya and Mumukshutva. If these are not strong, even though he may be having so many other good qualities, required qualities, but he will not succeed in his endeavor. This example has been given, Drustanta. It is like Marau Salilavat. Marau means in desert. In desert, Salila means water. Salilavat, like water. In desert place, it appears as though it is that water is there, but in fact there is no water. In the same way, in whom this virakta bhava, thought of detachment, the dispassion, and desire for liberation, they are not strong enough. Then all these Shamadi gunas are like water in the desert. Just they will appear. Means that person appears as the spiritual seeker, but he cannot progress. How many people will be seeing? They may be calling themselves as devotees. They may be calling themselves as spiritual seekers. They may be studying also. They may be doing sadhanas also. But all those things are just appearing. But inside, they don't have real Vairagya and Mumukshutva. Just now we have seen examples also. One disciple, another example now we are going to see to understand this thought. One disciple, he asked his master, Mahatma, you are go on explaining about the glory and greatness of Brahma Tattva, about this moksha sthiti. If everyone wants to be happy, everyone wants to get that eternal happiness only, then why all people are not seeking the self? Why all of them, they are not aspiring for moksha? All of them, they can get moksha, no? Even few of us also will be having this kind of doubt. Why all people are not asking for moksha? Are they not fit people? Then Guru Mahatma, he said, what you asked is correct. It's good question. We are ready to impart the self-knowledge. Scriptures are not at all partial to anyone. Shastra is available to everyone, one who wants to receive that. So, you can go and check. They were staying outskirts of one village. So that Mahatma, he told a disciple, Shishya, you can go enter into this village, and at every home you can enter and you can ask them, those people, those who are staying there, go and ask them, are they ready to get liberation now? If really they want to get liberation now itself, yes, they will get it. That anugraha is there. That disciple, he thought, who will say no for the liberation, for moksha? So he thought like that, and he went to village, and he started asking one by one. For his surprise, what happened? At every home, when he asked all people one by one, they are saying something or other cause to avoid the thought of getting liberation. All of us want happiness, but seeking in different place. He thought at least few people will be ready to get moksha at the time only. And he said, this our guru is there and he is so great, Mahatma, he will bless you with self-knowledge. Please come and receive from him. They said, it's few people, they said, you don't have any work. We are having a lot of work. Don't disturb us. We have so many responsibilities. You left everything and you are listening to that Mahatma. You are saying someone is there, but we don't have that much time. Please go from here. Few people said like that. Few people, they started giving a little bit bhiksha to that disciple. Aha, bachara, beta, my dear son, you may be feeling hungry. You can eat this one. But don't tell all these kind of things. Like that. And few people, they said, it's good, what you are doing is good, and your guru also is great, we also heard about him, and we also want to get liberation, but what to do? No, so many things are there to fulfill our responsibilities. Few people are appreciating and few people are completely negating. Few people are thinking about such kind of things from different standpoint, but nobody is ready to get liberation. And the disciple, he understood what is the nature of the world and what is the power of Maya, whatever said by his guru. Now he started connecting with all those thoughts, and he went and did pranam in front of Guru Mahatma. He asked, anyone is ready to get liberation now itself? Moksha is required for anyone now? He said, no, Guru Mahatma. All of them are not ready to get moksha. They want to be happy, but they are not putting forth their effort to get that happiness really from where they can receive. So that's why they are suffering. Then Guru Mahatma said, that's why everyone cannot be fit to get liberation. Vairagya, mumukshutva, these are required. Viveka is required. If all these things are not there, even though they may be good people, but they cannot get permanent happiness and peace. So remaining thoughts we will see tomorrow. In the next sloka, Shankaracharya is going to explain what is the greatness and glory of bhakti. In this Viveka Chudamani, we will see wonderful definition of devotion. Generally, what we are thinking about devotion and what here it is said is very high, you can say. A wonderful way of communicating what is higher kind of devotion. Tomorrow we will see that. Om Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Asato Ma Satgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amrutangamaya. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya పూర్ణమేవావశిష్యతే. ఓం శాంతి శాంతి శాంతి. హరి ఓం. శ్రీ గురుభ్యో నమః. హరి ఓం. అహంకారము నుండి దేహ పర్యంతము వరకు అజ్ఞానం కారణంగా కల్పించబడినటువంటి బంధనాలన్నీ కూడా స్వస్వరూప జ్ఞానం చేత తొలగింపబడతాయి. ఆ స్వరూప జ్ఞానాన్ని పొందాలి అని తీవ్రమైన కోరిక కలిగి ఉండటాన్ని ముముక్షుత్వం అని అంటారు. ఈ ముముక్షుత్వం అన్నటువంటిది కొందరిలో తీవ్రంగా ఉంటుంది, కొందరిలో మధ్యమ స్థాయిలో ఉంటుంది, కొంతమందిలో మందంగా ఉంటుంది, ఇంకొంతమందిలో అతి మందంగా ఉంటుంది. తీవ్ర ముముక్షుత్వము, తీవ్రమైనటువంటి వైరాగ్యము కలిగి ఉన్నటువంటి వాళ్ళల్లో మాత్రమే శమాది గుణాదులన్నీ కూడా ప్రతిఫలిస్తాయి. ఆ శమాది గుణాదులు కలిగి ఉన్నప్పటికీ కూడా, శమదమాదులు కలిగి ఉన్నప్పటికీ, శ్రద్ధ కలిగి ఉన్నప్పటికీ కూడా వైరాగ్యము, ముముక్షుత్వము అన్నటువంటివి తీవ్ర స్థాయిలో లేకపోయినట్లయితే శమాదుల యొక్క ప్రయోజనం సంపూర్ణంగా ఆ సాధకునికి చేకూరదు అని చెప్పున్నారు. తరువాత శ్లోకంలో కూడా ఇదే అంశాన్ని గురించి చెప్తూ, ఎవరిలో అయితే విరక్తి భావము అనిత్య వస్తువు యందు, సత్య వస్తువు యందు నిష్ఠ ఉండదు, కావాలన్నటువంటి తీవ్రమైన కోరిక ఉండదు మోక్షం పొందడం కోసం, అటువంటి వాళ్ళకి ఈ శమాది గుణాదులన్నీ కూడా వాళ్ళల్లో ఉన్నతంగా ఉన్నట్లు అనిపిస్తాయి, కానీ వాటి యొక్క ప్రయోజనం ఉండదు. ఎలాగూ అంటే మరో సలిలవద్దు అని చెప్పున్నారు. ఎడారిలో నీళ్ళలాగా, ఎడారిలో నీళ్లు ఉన్నట్లుగా కనిపిస్తాయి, కానీ దాహం తీర్చుకోవడానికి పనికిరావు. అదే విధంగా ఈ శమాది గుణాదులన్నీ ఉన్నప్పటికీ కూడా మోక్షం పొందటానికి పనికిరావు అని చెప్పున్నారు. మనం అనేక ఉదాహరణలు చెప్పుకొని ఉన్నాము. ఒక ఆవిడ రోజు భగవంతునితో నేను మీతో పాటు వచ్చేస్తాను భగవంతుడా, నన్ను తీసుకెళ్ళండి, నన్ను తీసుకెళ్ళండి అంటూ ఉన్నప్పుడు ఒకరోజు భగవంతుని వాక్కు వినపడి రామ్మ ఇప్పుడే వెళ్దామంటే, లేదు లేదు స్వామి, నాకు ఇంకా చాలా పనులు ఉన్నాయి, ఇంకా మా మనవరాలి పెళ్లి కావాలి, ఇంట్లో పనులు ఉన్నాయి, తర్వాత వస్తానులేండి అని చెప్తూ ఉన్నారు. భక్త తుకారాం గారి ఉదాహరణ గురించి చెప్పుకొని ఉన్నాము. గొప్ప భక్తుడైనటువంటి ఆయన భగవతత్వాన్ని పొందేటప్పుడు భార్యను కూడా తనతో రమ్మని పిలిస్తే ఆవిడ ప్రాపంచిక విషయాల పట్ల ఉన్నటువంటి ఆ తాదాత్మ్యతతో ఆయన చెప్పేవన్నీ అసత్యం అనుకొని భగవతత్వాన్ని పొందటానికి అనర్హురాలు అయి ఉన్నారు. ఒక గురువు గారి దగ్గర ఉండేటువంటి శిష్యుడు మోక్షం అంత ఉన్నతమైంది అయినట్లయితే, అందరికీ కావాల్సింది శాశ్వత ఆనందమే అయినప్పుడు అందరూ మోక్షాన్ని వెంటనే పొందొచ్చు కదా, మీరు ఈ జ్ఞానాన్ని అందరికీ అందించవచ్చు కదా అని అంటే, గురువు గారు సరే నాయన, జ్ఞానం అందించడానికి సిద్ధంగా ఉన్నాము, శాస్త్రము సిద్ధంగానే ఉంది, అయితే ఎవరికి మోక్షం ఇప్పుడే కావాలో వెళ్ళి అడిగిరా ఈ గ్రామంలోకి వెళ్ళి అని చెప్తారు. ఆ శిష్యుడు వెళ్ళి ఒక్కొక్క ఇంటికి వెళ్ళి ఒక్కొక్కరిని అడుగుతూ ఉంటే ఒక్కొక్కరు ఒక్కో విధమైన సమాధానం చెప్తున్నారు, కానీ ఎవ్వరూ అప్పటికప్పుడు మోక్షం పొందడానికి సిద్ధంగా లేరు. కొంతమంది నీకేం పని పాట లేదా వెళ్ళిపో అన్నటువంటి వాళ్ళు, కొంతమంది నాయన ఆకలితో ఉన్నావు, ఈ అన్నం తినేసి వెళ్ళు అని చెప్పినటువంటి వాళ్ళు, ఇంకొంతమంది నువ్వు చెప్పేది మంచి విషయమే నాయన, ఇది చాలా ఉన్నతమైన మార్గము, నువ్వు చాలా గొప్ప త్యాగం చేసి ఇందులోకి వచ్చున్నావు, కానీ మాకు ఇవన్నీ ఎక్కడ వస్తాయి నాన్న, మాకు కుదరవు అనేసి చెప్పినటువంటి వాళ్ళు. సో రకరకాల వ్యక్తులు రకరకాల భావాలు కలిగి ఉండి ఈ ప్రాపంచిక తాదాత్మ్యతల్ని వదిలించుకోలేక సంపూర్ణమైన వైరాగ్యము, మోక్షత్వం అంటే మోక్షం పొందాలన్న తీవ్రమైన కోరిక లేకపోవడం వల్ల మోక్షానికి అనర్హులు అవుతున్నారు. కాబట్టి ఆధ్యాత్మిక సాధకులు మోక్షం పొందాలి అంటే సంపూర్ణ వైరాగ్యము, ముముక్షత్వాన్ని కలిగి ఉండాలి, తీవ్ర స్థాయిలో ఇవి ఉండాలి అని చెప్పుకున్నారు. రేపటి రోజున భక్తి తత్వాన్ని గురించి చెప్పుకుందాము. ఆధ్యాత్మిక పరిభాషలో భక్తి అంటే ఏంటి అన్నటువంటిది ఆదిశంకరాచార్యుల వారు చాలా అద్భుతంగా చెప్పడం జరిగింది. ఆ అంశాన్ని గురించి రేపటి రోజున చర్చిద్దాం. ఓం శాంతి శాంతి శాంతి. హరి ఓం. శ్రీ గురుభ్యో నమః. హరి ఓం.